I got a message from Mr. Soy Dog Cowboy earlier about. He sent me a link to a YouTube video about YouTube's copyright policies, and it was this big long video. And I understand from the artist standpoint, I understand why you can't play music, but that's why I play this kind of music, because it's not copyrighted. You can use it. Otherwise, I'd be playing whatever I felt like, you know. Hey, Soy Dog, how you doing? To the guy who is saying he's an incel, I don't know if it's voluntary, but I don't think so, because that's not the definition. But nobody here gives a shit, dude. Seriously, I just want to tell you that. Nobody can. If you can't get laid, that's your problem. Figure it out. It doesn't take moving across the ocean. It takes being somebody who has something to offer. So that's all we're going to say about it. And I don't want to hear you complaining about the fact that you can't. Will getting laid become easier when I'm over 30? I guess it depends on the women you're around. Mr. Mitch, I'm PE. Now, the reason I titled this stream today, any other subject would do, is because all I hear about, everything I hear, every message I get, everything in the news, guess what it's about? Quite honestly, it's exhausting just to hear about this subject all the time. I'm trying to figure it out. That's why I'm asking for advice. You're going to have to figure that out on your own, pal. I'm not here to give you the step-by-step on how to get laid. If you got to ask somebody on YouTube, you better make some changes, buddy. Pretty sure I had to have COVID. I have a cough over a weekend, slight sore throat. Yeah, my wife and I were talking about that. She's like, I'm coughing and I have a... But I kind of wonder if some of it is, I'm not saying that in your case, but, what do they call it? I'm trying to think of the word. Psychosomatic, yeah. Because it's out there. This is what everybody is talking about. Bowling for chicks. That's what you can do, buddy. You can go bowling and find some chick with her girlfriends there, or go to the grocery store, pick up a cucumber and say, you don't have to say anything, you just smile. Pick up a big one, though. Anyway, yeah, like I've been saying, it's exhausting. Every message I get from all my friends, all my subscribers, every single message, it's about, the current situation.
You can't get over it. Can't get around it. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Listen. He's, I don't even know what to call him. Stone skipping. I'll be honest. I last night I watched the entire Netflix series of what's it called, Tiger King, about the guy, and I think that guy must have been the model for Joe Dirt. He must have seen him on the Louis Theroux episode of the documentary. David Spade must have saw him on that and said, "Wow, I got to create a character called Joe Dirt instead of Joe. What's he call himself? Joe Exotic." Yes, I know. Finally, and the reason is, and it's not because the Japanese took the initiative. It's because the countries started going, "We're not coming." And imagine that all the countries say, "We're not coming." Yeah, but we're not canceling, and then you got nobody to. It's just foolish. But yesterday I went for a walk, and I've been cooped up here now for a good 2 weeks. I went out once. I walked across the street, or I basically took a song towel, went down the street. Song towel drops me off at like a 7-Eleven. Walk across the street. There's a bridge that goes over the street. Went into the mall, to the grocery in the mall, got my groceries, walked back to the 7-Eleven, jumped on a song towel, and on that day, everybody was wearing their masks. And then came back inside. That's the only time I've been out since I went for a walk with Alex a couple of weeks ago. And man, I went for a walk yesterday, and first of all, it was about 90, 93 degrees. And humidity was, at the time, it was about 65%, and it was like 104, 105 degrees. And I was like, man, not going out for 2 weeks, I couldn't believe how tired I was just from walking. And I went, I walked for about an hour and a half or so. But I put my mask on, and I walked and stayed out of the way of everybody. In fact, I kept away from people. And there weren't that many people that were out and about hanging out together, although there were some places where they were, but not many at all, and a lot of places were closed. Something that may help is the upcoming Songkran, or what would have been the Songkran Festival in about 3 weeks. I thought only the IOC can delay it past. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do about that. And like I said, it doesn't. Any other subject will do. And today's shout out goes to Mr. Richard Cook. We'll give him the shout out of the day. He did come up with an idea. If I can find it. Can we talk about growing up in the 60s and 70s? That was a great time to grow up. Now, let me just get into some things first. I gotta let my my notes open up here. I can tell you that both my wife and I have not been sleeping all that well. I don't sleep particularly well anyway, but I haven't been sleeping that well. And I'm not particularly stressed out about catching this thing. I'm more concerned about the aftermath, and not just here. But anyway, the following stream, as always, the following stream and all the videos on my channel and the podcast, whenever I get it all ready to go and everything is copacetic and I put it up, they're all brought to you by the good people who are my Patreon patrons, VIP website members, and viewer contributions, and those who purchase, all my stuff, books, T-shirts, and all that, mugs, and all that kind of stuff. So today's shout out goes to Mr. Richard. Thank you very much for all the support, and I appreciate everybody who has helped to continue making this channel possible. Now, let's go to the important stuff, which is the Thai baht. The Thai baht yesterday went over 33. You could talk about this. Older than dirt. Yeah, I mean, I find that pretty hysterical, Soy Dog Cowboy. When he puts his name on an application, it's last name first name last. Pound dick, huh? Anyway, yesterday the Thai baht was at and above 33. It's the first time I've seen that in quite some time. Currently, it is 32.8639 niner. 32.8639er. Yes. And let's take a look at the weather. Even though I'm not going out, I mean, I know my electric bill is going to be more this month, which is crazy. I'm going to have like a $300 electric bill here because we have a second refrigerator that we're using now because of the freezer and the extra stuff that we have. We have some extra stuff. And also because all of us are home and we get hot. We turn the air on. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to paying that. Right now it's 88 degrees, high of 93. Sunny today. 0% chance of rain. 68% chance of humidity. Winds at southeast, 7 miles an hour. Feels like 99 degrees. It's only 9:20 in the morning and it feels like 99 degrees. Visibility is 6 miles. UV index is 5. The air quality index, it's only 57, which is moderate. It's almost good. And you know that has to be because of all the people staying home. Now I'm looking at the air quality in Chiang Mai is still, it's number 3 in the world at third worst, 199. Tel Aviv is highest. Dhaka is behind that, which Dhaka is always way up there. Let's see here. Got any other place in Thailand? Phnom Penh, 69, which is moderate. Bangkok is number 47. So, you know, the air quality, I think this is like a little reset for the globe, for the earth, which is one of the positives, I guess. Yeah, get over it, Mr. Smith. Really, get over it. I don't know what you want me to tell you. If you got to come online and ask for advice on how to get laid, or does getting laid get easier when you're over 30? Does it get easier? Then there's a problem, and you need to take responsibility and evaluate your actions, evaluate your life, and evaluate how you look or whatever. You know, maybe you don't shower enough. Maybe you need to get a new haircut. Maybe you need a stylist. I don't know, but that's not what I'm here for. So, you know, that's the bottom line. And if I'm mean, it's not intentional. So, you know, and nobody learns how to get laid. It happens. You learn little tricks as you go along. Oh God. Well, he'll get over it. All right. So we're gonna move on. All right. End of story. Anyway, let me see where I was. Now I did get something, and I'm gonna talk about this. Let's see here. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we just jump into old people stuff, which is growing up in the 60s and 70s. Now, I don't remember how old Richard is, but he's around my age, which is 57. And that means I was born in 1962. So really, the 60s for me, I was a little kid. Once the 70s hit, things got a little bit. I was a teenager, things were a little bit different. Yeah, see, so I'm like probably older than anybody that regularly comes on here, which we don't have many people right now on the stream. Which whatever. This is a little. It makes this a more intimate setting, and I can see that most of the regular guys are here, but I can only suspect that. First of all, maybe people think we're going to talk about the same thing over and over again, and it's been talked to death. And also because I started late today, because I thought I was just going to do a stream tomorrow. I thought, but being the consummate professional that I am, I thought I better do it today because there's going to be people going, what's the deal? I can't say 70s were the best, but when you're a kid, especially if you're in a stable household, and I was in a stable household, what did I have to worry about? And my father told me this a long time ago. The only thing you got to concern yourself with is going to school. You don't have to worry about anything else. You got food, you got water, you got a roof over your head. And as some other guy told me years later, you don't even buy your own toilet paper, which nowadays, toilet paper is at a premium, especially in the United States. Here in Thailand, nobody cares about it. The shelves are stocked full with toilet paper. But let me talk about my little walk yesterday before we get more into this. Wow. One thing I notice here in Thailand is that, and by the way, if anybody wants to come on, you can come on, you can call in on Skype and let me know. You can just let me know here or let me know through an email, and you can come on either audio and or video. My wife and my kids have said, "Oh, Skype, you've got to get into Zoom." I'm like, "What the hell is Zoom?" "Oh, it's great for meetings." I'm like, never used it. So I just installed the app yesterday that tells you that although I am fairly technologically advanced for somebody my age, I'm still behind the times. I got to keep up with stuff, and so I do have a lot of apps and software on my computer for things. But yeah, I don't know. Does anybody know what Zoom is? Anybody used it here? What I told them was not many people in my stream are probably going to know what Zoom is because we're all older and we use stuff like Skype or Line or WhatsApp or whatever, I got to put some background music on. I feel like I'm walking in slow motion right now. Really? So you've used it, and did you like it? Only because the 7% connected. My friends and I had a group party on it. Really? So you like it? Before I go any further, please don't forget to click thumbs up, share, comment once the stream is over, blah, blah, blah. I appreciate that. But yeah, all of us here, at least not all of us, but it seems the people who are commenting here, we tend to be a little older. And let me turn this down a little bit. While I can wreck and effect rump shaker, all I want to do is, oh God. Morning. You had 6 people on there. You see, that's the thing. I mean, why can't we do that here? Now, can we do that here through audio? Somebody said that while it's very good that some people are, it's difficult to stop people from talking over each other and stuff like that. Alpharetta. I don't even know. Is that bank? Let me see something here. Okay, so what was it that I used to have that was in Alpharetta? I forget. Was it my bank, my net bank, or something like that? And now they got sold out. Like they've been sold. They've been sold and bought out like at least twice. Is it SunTrust? No, SunTrust is not. Well, I know that my branch is not in Alpharetta, but let me see something here. I don't know if it's based in Alpharetta or whatever. Anyway, we're talking about the. It's in Atlanta, so I don't know. Now they have been bought out by Truist, which if you want me to not believe in your company, just name your company Truist or Honest or something like that. Then it's like, oh yeah, okay. What is the deal? I really don't feel like listening to this very loud right now, but there we go. Anyway, 60s and 70s. I'd like to know why people like the 60s and 70s so much. Now, I like the 70s because, I was in high school. Everybody was still listening to Led Zeppelin and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm not ready to change over to StreamYard. I like what I've been using here because I know how to use it, and I don't feel like getting into anything else because it probably it doesn't really do all that much for me. I mean, like I don't really need to do that many different things with. And most of the time, you guys don't ever want to come on anyway. The regulars don't want to come on. I got a cough. Oh my God. You ruled the 70s in kindergarten. I ruled the 70s in kindergarten with an iron fist. Yes. I think what it is the music and certain events. They're like signposts marking our lives. I still remember sitting there watching Richard Nixon on TV and, him with the whole, that kind of thing. I got to turn this off. You know what? As much as I want a little extra noise, it's bugging me. It really is. Ugh. I can't handle this, this non-copyrighted music. And Soy Dog, I did watch that. Thank you, Richard. I did watch that video, at least most of it. Man, that guy was hard for me to watch, though. I mean, some good information, and I understand about the musicians and all that kind of stuff, and the photography. I understand about that stuff being copyrighted because I take it very seriously myself. But when it comes to like you're walking down the street and there's background music, I think that it's a little bit extreme to like block somebody's entire video. 70s were cool because the communities were small and self-sufficient with family markets and shops. Everybody knew everybody and looked out for one another. Good. That sounds like a good start to a book. I was the fastest boy, so all the girls wanted me. Every day during nap time, I made out with a different girl. Oh, jeez. Listen, too much information, Longhorns. You know, we know you're a stud. You're a thoroughbred, okay? Um, what I remember is baseball and football. You know, I used to get hyped up for the football game, the Little League, whatever. What did they call it? Pop Warner or whatever. I know he talks about that. For me, I'm not so concerned about the music. I mean, I am the background music. I can avoid playing music, you know, sticking stuff. I mean, like I said a while ago, I did a little video, and I put in Pink Floyd because Pink Floyd, you could share the revenue with them or their company or whoever it is. You could share the revenue, and you could put their music up, and then like, you know, a year later or whatever, 9 months later, I get a message. Sorry, you can't monetize this video. So in other words, for this particular one, you can't even use now you can't even use this stuff. So they basically, I wanted to do another video with their music in it, and I couldn't do it. So, you know, you just have to adjust, which is fine. But Rush, my first concert was in 1978. It was Pat Travers and Van Halen. That's when Pat Travers had the boom boom, out goes the lights, and Van Halen was brand new. And yeah, see, I remember that, and I remember the Tangerine Bowl. I saw Ted Nugent, Cheap Trick, Frank Marino, Mahogany Rush, Blackfoot. Who else was it? There was somebody else big. Was it Molly Hatchet? I can't remember. That was a long time ago. I saw Ozzy Osbourne in I think it was 1982, and he still had his guitar player Randy Rhoads with him, and that was remember when? It was a long time ago. Anyway. This is what happens when I wake up. When I tell myself I'm not going to stream tomorrow. That's what I said yesterday. I'm not going to stream tomorrow. I'm going to give myself some time to relax, and I'm going to figure out what am I going to do in the stream, what am I going to talk about. And then I wake up and I think, I better stream. This is what happens. You get a lackluster performing stream with less people than usual, and Def Leppard. Yeah, I never saw Def Leppard. I did like them, but I used to listen to Def Leppard when in 1980, 81, when they had On Through the Night, which a lot of people don't know that album, but that's what I was listening to. That and Loverboy and please don't remind me. It's a long, long time ago. That was when American Pie was still on the radio all the time. I never got to see Rush, and I do like them. Post-arm loss. Nice. Nice that you think about it that way. What about you, Mr. Mitch? How you doing? Since this is like a friends-only stream, pretty much. Are you I don't think you're back at work, but I don't know why I would ask that question, but not at this time. Things are a little different here. My wife is home now. She's not going to work. which is good, and it's good and it's good. But the kids are home. Everybody's here. We're all home. We're all locked. I don't want to say lockdown because we can go outside. This is the thing. You can go outside if you, as long as you don't walk out and there's 500 people milling around. Really? Huh. I'll tell you what, I saw Slash in Bangkok a few years ago, and I also saw Oasis with my wife. She wanted to see him. I went, all right, okay. I mean, I like their stuff, but I think they kind of a lot of their songs sound alike. But we went and saw him, and I went to see Slash with my buddy. Well, with my buddy Scott, he's been in streams before. Um, yeah, that was pretty good, and there wasn't that many people. That place, that with Slash, he didn't sell out. There was plenty of tickets. There were plenty of room. We got to move up. We were fairly close to the stage. Anyway. What is this? It's um. So one thing though that I wanted to talk about is how when I went on the walk yesterday, it just seemed to me that people still don't get it. First cigarette and first beer. I can't remember my first beer. I did smoke a cigarette because I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be just like the cool guys who were smoking. And this was at a time when people still put their cigarettes in their sleeve and or sleeves. And I decided to smoke a cigarette. And my parents were vehemently against cigarette smoking, but I smoked anyway. And I remember feeling dizzy and sick. And I mean, that's the story. I started feeling dizzy and sick, and I didn't like the taste. I thought, this is nasty. It stunk. And I went, I don't want to smoke this. I don't care how cool it is. I don't like it. I felt sick to my stomach. And I was like, nah, I can't. I would rather smoke weed than smoke a cigarette, to be honest. I'll get an allowance for not being able to work, and I'll manage to extend visa 3 months. The company's at Nero. Wow, that's good. Uh, Other best 70s moment playing Kiss. Oh, God. Oh, you sound like quite the player, Mr. Longhorns. He was quite the player in. He was quite the player in kindergarten. Oh, so I got published in a magazine here, which I need to use. I finally got it. I don't particularly like all the photos that were used, but what are you going to do? Let me see if I could see this. And some of the photos were of Klang Tui and also Nepal. And, that's one thing is I thought to myself, wow, I really haven't done any photography lately. And I was like, well, what am I going to do? Shoot inside? Yeah, I can. But I'll drive my kids nuts. Let me see if I can find this. It doesn't really matter. Oh, I like this picture of this chick. Chick looking through a hockey plexiglass window. Anyway, let me Get back to this here. Oh, well, nobody said anything. That was one of your best moments. Longhorns, I can tell you, like, two of my best moments when I was in, this would be about 1976. I was playing Little League baseball. I wasn't all that good, but I was okay. But I was always pretty quick. Wasn't fast, but I was quick. And playing baseball, and it was like we were ahead. I don't know what it was. I can't remember this. I'll make some of it up. But let's say we were ahead 3-2, or uh, 5-2. Bases were loaded, and their best hitter was up, and he smacked the ball, and he was like a home run hitter or something. He's a big guy, big kid. Everybody was scared of him, and the guy hit a fly ball, and I did the Willie Mays. I did an over the shoulder, caught the ball, saved the game, because if all the runs had come in, we would have lost. That was my one moment in baseball. The rest that I remember is me striking out a lot and getting pissed and smashing the bat into the ground. I was one of those kids where I'd get pissed off and take the bat and hit the ground. The other one was in football. Another kind of, I don't know, do or die situation. Quarterback throws the ball, boom, I run in front of the receiver, intercept the ball, run all the way back for a touchdown. We win the game, and we live happily ever after. That's it. That's the extent of my wonder years. So let me see here. If I could find this. I like these hockey pictures. Somebody submitted a bunch of hockey pictures. Somehow they got in this magazine. Here's some from Hong Kong. I got to say something. I just heard, just like 5 minutes before I started the stream, that the leader of Hong Kong is trying to pass a bill, or she's submitted it, or she's going to approve it, or something. I don't remember. And it's basically saying no alcohol will be sold at this time with what's going on, because alcohol impairs judgment, and so big deal. I mean, I can't stand this kind of authoritarianism. It really bugs me. And just like the fact that you have to be cooped up. Now, what's going to happen in 2 weeks in the United States if people don't have to isolate? They're not supposed to isolate anymore. People just go, okay, go for it. I don't know, This is the thing, because I don't know just, are people going to be dropping like flies? I don't really think so. But I can tell you that here in Thailand, there were a hell of a lot of people milling around by their stores, no masks on. They're outside. People selling food, no masks on. People buying food from them, no masks on. People that are clearly out. I mean, listen, I went out for a walk, and I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing, unless you're if you're in the middle of Times Square and you're walking around to get a walk, and there's a lot of people, which right now there aren't, or there isn't, then that's not the brightest move. But no, I didn't come close to anybody. I didn't touch anything, except I had the gimbal in my hand, and that was it. I didn't even bring any water. What's this? I never played baseball in a league. I did. We used to play football down at the. What's so funny is, the last time I went to the United States, we went back and I showed my wife where I grew up, the house where I grew up. We went down the neighborhood, the neighborhood lot. And it amazed me how small the field was that we played football. And I just thought to myself, man, this lot is so small, but yet it seemed like, like we were playing in the NFL then. It was so much fun, you know. I wasn't old enough for much else, and suddenly you broke your hip. Ooh. Going to the laundry mat with my buddies was fun. There was a soda. Everybody used to go to 7-Eleven, but what I can tell you, I was not the greatest kid. Me and my buddy, I had one or two buddies who I do this with, and I've talked about this behind. We'd get behind, there was a wall. There was like a street that came to the main street from in the houses in that area. And then there was a wall, would run right into this wall. Well, what we would do is we'd go behind the wall, which was in the back of somebody's yard, but they never knew we were there because the back of the house had like a little, all the houses had little platforms because it was all around the lake. So you could run underneath the platform. You could like get real low and go under the platform. And we were small. So we would sit there and then, I'm amazed that I did this. We would get tennis balls and a car would come by and we would throw the tennis ball as hard as we could at the car. It's sort of funny now. I can't believe that I did this. We would throw the tennis ball at the car and imagine you're driving along, I'm a fool to do you, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get hit by a tennis ball, and it makes a loud noise. It freaks people out. That's what we used to do to pass the time. That and toilet paper people's houses, late at night. And then we got into the whole thing where when we got cars, what we would do is go to our friends' houses, and at like 1 o'clock in the morning, we'd back up into the yard, and then light them up, and it would tear up the yards. And our parents got pissed off. We got into a bunch of us got into wars with each other, and it was like, all right, whose house is going to get it next? And oh, God, that was horrible. If I was a parent back then, I would have been trying to set somebody up. I think 515 deaths and 110. It's funny how that is. Was there a big dog tied up in the chain with a sandlot? There were, I remember the guy with the boxers. He had a bunch of boxers, and they would always jump up. You'd walk by, and he'd jump up against the fence. And then there was another with a Doberman. People were pretty good about their dogs back then. All right, let me see something here. I think we're going to make this a short stream today because this is relatively quiet. I didn't tell anybody until the last minute about this stream, and there are other more important things to do, like sit at home and binge watch Netflix and movies. And let's see here. Man. Uh-oh. What gets me is there's a lot of these places, they only have one death. And Thailand is one of them. Now I know why I'm always breaking bones. Karma. Damn, we snowballed cars through exit cars. Yep. Tomatoes, a light bulb. Ding dong ditch. Ding dong ditch? I can't even begin. I don't even listen. I'll never forget. We used to go into, it was the Miami Lakes Country Club. All right. Me and my friends, we were probably about 10, 12, probably about 12 years old. And we used to get our little bicycles. We all had our little bicycles, and we used to haul ass. We'd be riding as fast as we could. Now, looking back, maybe we weren't really riding all that fast, but it felt like we were going 100 miles an hour. And inside there were little condos, and so there'd be little lakes in where the condos were, in between. And so there'd be a circle, and we would ride around, and all of us knew the pathways. We know, hey, if you come out on this place, you turn left, and then you go up, and hey, this one's got a big curve. We learned by riding all the time, and we knew how we could ride quickly, and we knew the places that we had to slow down, where there were a lot of people. And the people didn't particularly like, 3 or 4 kids hauling ass through their area. 600 pounds. Oh, gee. Well, that sounds exciting. Let me tell you something, Soy Dog. I'm really disappointed. When watching 600-pound life on TLC takes precedent over my stream, something's wrong. Oh, man. Racing a neighbor's dog in the alley after school. We lost. If we lost, we got dog biscuits. We won candy, and that's why I ate dog biscuits even now. Oh. See, I got a cough. I forgot. Oh, so anyway, what we used to do is we used to climb up, and we would try to find a vantage place where we could see people walking around. And we know, okay, we can get out this way. This is a clear place. This is not. And it turned out one day we were right above the laundromat, and there was a lady who was doing the people that were renting out some of the condos, because they would come and rent the condos out and play golf, for like a week. It was like a holiday destination. I never even knew there was a show. It tells you how out of the loop I am. I never even knew there was a show called My 600-Pound Life. Anyway, we used to find the spot, and we found a spot one day where it was overlooking a laundry mat. And what we did was we got, we would carry 25 water balloons. We'd all have water balloons. And so we went up, and it was on top of this roof. And we were looking down, and we saw she was like a maid, big, 250-pound African-American woman. And she's doing laundry. And she was older. I mean, she probably had to be, I don't know. To me, she was old. She could have been 35, and I would have thought she was old. But who knows? Maybe she was 40 or 50, right? And all of us, simultaneously, got the water balloons, threw them down, and she got hit with, I don't know how many water balloons, several, and got completely soaked, and then we ran for it to get away. And all I remember hearing is, "Oh my Lord, oh my Lord." I wasn't proud. I'm not proud of that now. At the time, we thought it was hilarious. Which, it's what I mean. I was a little bit, I wasn't such a great kid, That's my story. That's my story, and I'll stick to it. I'll stand by it. I know about it, but never watched it. No TV, I watch Netflix. Well, I got Netflix, and I just finished watching Better Call Saul, the latest episode, and I watched yesterday Tiger King, which, man, I was just saying about Joe Dirt. David Spade must have got Joe Dirt from this guy, because this guy was on a Louis Theroux documentary a while ago. I haven't seen it, but he was on there, and maybe David Spade saw it and went, Joe Dirt! Because he called himself, this guy's, I don't know what his last name was, but he called himself Joe Exotic, because he was messing around with tigers and big cats. He had a zoo. Anyway, I don't know how much of a lag is on this thing. Let's see. Let me do something here. How can I do this? 57, 58, 58. All right, let's see. Never watch Netflix? We don't have regular TV. We don't have regular TV, and we don't have cable. And now, most of the time, you know, my kids and my wife watch a lot of YouTube. Wow, that's a long time. That's about a 30-second lag. So, anyway, I think this stream has. This stream ran its course like 45 minutes ago. So we're gonna cut it short because I made the mistake of not letting people know I was gonna stream, and maybe today's not a good day, and maybe I just don't really feel like being here much longer. But I did go out yesterday, and I did film it. I filmed what it was like and people around, and Alex took a look at it last night. He's editing everything as he can, and it should be up in the next couple of days. So we'll have something up soon, a video that I didn't edit, that my son edited, because he seems to be better at it than I am, which I don't get, but anyway. Anybody got anything else super important? Kind of like, you know, hey, let's all watch the 600-pound, what is it called? My 600-Pound Life. Not unless I watch at your place. I'll never sign up. I've never signed up for Netflix. I think, how much is it here? 350 baht. It used to be like 320. They raised it a buck. Well, that's nice. Started showing Magnum PI on my channels. Ugh. Magnum PI. You know, the one bad thing is they don't allow, the Amazon Prime is not here in Thailand. They have some alternative, and it's not very good, because I tested it out for a month, and I was like, it's worthless to me. A lot of old stuff that wasn't good. Oh, so that's why you watch it? Magnum PI. What was that one show? I'm trying to think of it right now. Oh, with David Hasselhoff. Well, I forget the name of that one. I mean, think about like that kind of show, and the $6 Million Man, and you know, what is it? The Bionic Woman. We'll do anything to pass the time. Anyway. I think I'm better off rambling and just like recording it and then throwing it up as a podcast, honestly. Like I said, I think this stream has run its course this stream's been on for about 62 minutes, about 52 minutes it's ran its course. So it's time to say goodbye. If you've yet to subscribe, please do so. Click the bell to make sure you get notified when I'll be streaming or when a video goes up. Click like, share, leave a comment, yada, yada, yada. Knight Rider, yeah, that's what it was called. That and stuff like Baywatch. Oh, God. I mean, you know, what garbage. Mindless TV. Yeah, I don't know if he still is. He's an old man now. You know. Dukes of, well, you know, hey, Daisy Dukes. But if you found this stream or my channel, if you find this stream or my channel and valuable and or entertaining, who wrote this stuff? I'm going to have to get a new writer. Get yourself an American in Bangkok t-shirt, mug, pick up one of my books, become a Patreon patron, or whatever. Just go in the description. If you want any other details, go to anamericaninbangkok.com. Okay, gang. Click thumbs up. All that good stuff. And yeah, I think that's all I got. I'm to be completely honest, happily play 360 to get rid of commercials. 300. I don't understand. On YouTube or on TV? I don't know what you're talking about, Victor. What was I going to say? Yeah, I'm exhausted, man. I mean, you know, this whole thing, it's like all I'm hearing about is, you know, what's going on. It's the current situation. It's how the Republicans and Democrats can't come to an agreement. It's all I'm hearing about. It's all people message. I'm getting messages. I'm getting Hogan Heroes. Yeah. I'm getting comments. I'm getting messages. I'm getting all kinds of things. And that's all I hear now. And it's exhausting. See, for me, it's exhausting. And I think for my wife as well, because, you know, she's trying to work and yet she's thinking about, are my kids okay? What's going on? And, you know, am I getting sick? Don't you get sick. And I already told her, probably if I get sick, I'll end up croaking. You know. So I'm sure she likes that. Knight Rider. Get Smart. I never really liked that. I liked the Barbara Feldon. I liked, you know, Black Belt Theater. What was the one with Elvira? You know, I forget her name. Elvira, whatever. It's nuts there. Well, it really hasn't become nuts here yet. But, like, I was going to go out yesterday and get some groceries. My wife was like, you don't need to. We got plenty of groceries. And then I've been trying to get on here and order through my Happy Fresh. So much for saying goodbye real quick. Let me see. You're welcome, Richard. I hope you feel better, man. Glad we could help. Gilligan's Island. Now, I used to watch that all the time. Let me see something here. Delivery time. March 24th, full. March 25th, full. March 26th, full. March 27th, full. You can't go past March 27th. So what I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to have to wait until like midnight. And the minute it goes to show Saturday, because they're not allowing people to, you can't even enter past Friday. I'm going to have to wait until 12:01, boom, see if I can get a slot and then place my order. And I just need a few things like butter and that kind of stuff. Beer. Beer would be nice, but no, I don't need the butter. Yeah, everybody watch it because of her. I think she's still alive. But let me see. What was I ordering? Oh, coffee, butter. We have some coffee, but we need the kind that I want espresso. Cheese, some pasta sauce, and some pasta. That's it. And we really don't need that. I mean, we're running low on pasta, so we can use it. But we're not going to starve if we don't get it. So, I mean, that's what I'm meant to say. Anyway. Netflix, I mean. Oh. Netflix? Netflix has... What? Netflix doesn't have any commercials. Not here. Other than they push their own stuff. Oh, the A-Team. Ugh. Never watched it. Never really got into it. Taking a trip down memory lane here. I can't remember the name of it. What was that? It was Elvira. She was the mistress of the dark or something like that. That was back in the late 60s, early 70s. I Dream of Jeannie. Yeah. Now that was, I used to think to myself, wow, look at her. Can I have a genie like her? I was a little kid, and I was looking at her going, I want my genie to look just like her. She's still alive, and she still looks pretty good for her age. Anyway. All right. Well, you guys be safe. Take it easy. You know the drill. Wash your hands, Make sure you got plenty of toilet paper. All that good stuff. All right? So, what was the helicopter? Airwolf? Was that what it was? Didn't Jan Michael Vincent, he died, didn't he? Yeah, whenever Wikipedia says was, it's past tense. He's done. He died last year, beginning of last year. What a tragedy he was, man. What was he in the world's greatest athlete? No, he was the jungle guy or something. I forget what the name of it was. Let me see if I can find it real quick before we sign out here. Airwolf, that was what it was. But he was in Disney flicks. The world's greatest athlete. Yeah, I thought it was Kurt Russell, but no, it was him. Grab delivery, same thing. They're backed up. They're not gonna do it. Backed up for days. What is this? Okay, see you next time. Yeah, that's it. No, it was Airwolf, man. Airwolf. I just looked. It's Airwolf. Oh, I see what you're saying, Victor. Okay. He was 73. No, he was 74. 74. That's what Wikipedia says. It must be true. I liked him in The Mechanic. He was pretty good in The Mechanic. Gunsmoke. He was on Gunsmoke. Well, you would know that, wouldn't you, Longhorns? With a username like Texas Longhorns, you'd expect him to know all about things like Bonanza and Gunsmoke. And guess what? He doesn't disappoint. He knows all. Kurt Russell and Jan Michael Vincent were in the. I don't remember what Kurt Russell was. He was. I thought he did an world's greatest athlete movie too, or something, but it was something different, I guess. Anyway, all right. I think it's time to get out of here. When we get down to this, I'll come up with something better on Thursday that we can talk about. I know everybody's excited about what's going on and kind of a little bit worried, and I think some people should be. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Thank you, Soy Dog. Whew. She's a big one. She's a big one for sure. 606 pounds. Oof. I'm not even going to go there. Anyway, thank you very much for joining. And let's get out of here. This is getting painful. He started, hee-haw. Yeah, I liked hee-haw. And then what was the other one? Laughing. Yeah, they got like Kermit the Frog and all kinds of. But they always had the good-looking chicks on there. Barbie Benton. Man, she was something else back then. Whatever happened to her? She's a Playboy bunny, wasn't she? Well, she's 70 years old now. Holy moly. And she's been married since 1979. Wow, she hasn't done anything in the... Oh, this was... She got married and that was the end for her. Doesn't look like she... Oh, she did... What is this? This is the book? No, this is TV. She was on Matt Houston. That was the one I was thinking of. Green Acres, Goldie Hawn. Yeah, what is this? This is Name That TV Show. Goldie Hawn laughing. I saw Goldie Hawn. The Gong Show. Now that was a classic. Back in about 1980 something, I was in a karate tournament. It's a long time ago. And it was in Beverly Hills. And Goldie Hawn was at the event because one of her kids was involved in karate and was fighting or doing something in the tournament. And she was there, and I was like, wow, I'm at a tournament with Goldie Hawn. Wow. Gene, the Dancing Machine. Ugh. How about Shaving Cream? Remember that song? Be Nice and Clean. That's the kind of stuff I remember. Chuck Barris, The Gong Show, Barbie Benton, Green Acres, yeah. What was that other? Petticoat Junction. Petticoat Junction. I remember all that stuff. Anyway, I've been trying to say goodbye for the last 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. Well, those were the days, man. It was right in the middle of that time, you know. I'd like to know if Coke consumption has gone up or gone down, because I think it's gone down. But I could be wrong. Maybe it's the same. Who knows? We could do a quick check. History and shrinking demand. There's a shrinking demand for cocaine in the U.S. And then here's another one in the Washington Post that says, like you can trust them, American cocaine use is way up. It's 2017. There are troubling signs that say cocaine use is up in the United States. Anyway, all right, I got to get out of here, all right? Or I'll never get out of here. We've already said Hogan's Heroes about 15 times. I don't want to subscribe. Let me cancel right now. I mean, you can't even get onto the Washington Post. I'm anxious to see the numbers today from Thailand and the United States. Right now, I got 721 cases, which relatively speaking, is small, but you know, we'll see. Yeah, I make breakups hard to do. Yeah, I don't know. I've long been out of that scene. I don't know anything about it anymore. You know. Anyway, anywho, I'll talk to you guys later. All right, because if I don't cut it off now, we'll just keep rambling about nothing here. So yeah, good stuff here. The Gong Show, you know, Hogan's Heroes, Hee Haw, Barbie Benton. She's probably the best subject matter of this whole chat. So Neil Sedaka breaking up is hard to do, but anyway, that's all I got. Take care, be safe, wash your hands, and till next time, probably Thursday or Friday. All right. See you guys later.